Akwaba to African Vibes. This being the first episode, please permit me to introduce myself. My name is Princess Equia, but to my fans in Ghana, I'm known as Black Coffee. Equia means a girl born on a Wednesday of the Akan tribe, and that's who my father was. He was an Akan from Asamankese, where he was a chief, and through his title as a chief, that I gained my title as a princess. My mother, on the other hand, has different tribes running through her. Her mother was from Krobo or Dumasi, and her father was half Gan and half another tribe from Burkina Faso, which I don't know, because my grandfather's mother, my great-grandmother, her people came from Burkina Faso and settled in Ghana. But like I said, I don't know which tribe they are. So when I find out, I will share that with you. I was born in Krobo, Dumasi, a fact that I love telling everybody that I'm a village girl. I know the village in which I was born. I'm a proud village girl. At the age of 10, I came to England to attend boarding school. Shout out to all Farringtonians. And after Farrington's, I did my first degree at the Manchester Metropolitan University. That's a BA Honours in Social Science. Years later, I did my master's degree in Development Communication from the Ghana Institute of Journalism. In 1995, I went to Ghana for 2 weeks for my grandmother's funeral. After the 2 weeks, I called my sister. I was like, Pam, Ghana is so sweet. I'm not coming back to London. She laughed. My family in Ghana laughed. Oh, you will not survive in Ghana. You will go back to London, they said. Well, I stayed for 5 years. I survived. But after 5 years, I truly missed my sister and my life in London and my friends. So I came back to England and I was in London for 2 years. But after 2 years, I was like, life's such a sweet time in Ghana. I want to go back to Ghana. So I went back to Ghana, where for the next 20 years, I was going to be in and out, in and out. In Ghana, like I said, my fans know me as Black Coffee because of the work I did on TV. But I did advertising, I was writing, I was doing tours, I was doing everything. Nothing happened in Ghana arts, tourism, and entertainment without my involvement or my knowledge. When celebrities came to town like Serena Williams and Wyclef, I was the host. I facilitated the visit of Steven Seagal. I was doing everything. Seriously, I was all over the place in those days. And then in TV, I worked locally for TV3, for Metro TV, and for internationally, I was a field reporter for Al Jazeera and also for Mnet. On radio, I produced and presented on Vibe FM. I did entertainment news on Joy FM. And I did a breakfast show on Atlantis Radio. That's probably my most challenging job, only because I didn't like mornings. And waking up to be bright and cheery on radio was a real challenge, but I got it done for several years. And I came back to England several years ago after resigning from my job as a deputy CEO as a Ghana Tourism Development Company. Because of the work I did in tourism, I was appointed to work at the Ghana Tourism Development Company. But I resigned when I realized that my colleagues were more interested in being corrupt than in working for Ghana. And after that, I had to leave. Everything just went pear-shaped. I don't want to dwell on the past. So moving forward, just want to give you a brief background. But I had to leave Ghana because for my own safety and for my peace of mind. And I lost all my work. 24 years of work in entertainment, media, tourism, all gone as I started fresh. Ghana's Year of Return 2019, I was one of the key players. For over 20 years, I was pushing a Year of Return. In 2009, I was in New York, I was in Atlanta, I was in Boris Kujo and Nicola Parker. I was inviting Steve Harvey, Gabriel Union, Charles Barkley, so many of them. I was inviting them, come home to Ghana, you need to come home, you need to come home. And finally took off in 2019, but I wasn't around to get my flowers or get their money from the gig. But hey, like I said, we're moving forward. I just want to give you a brief background. In terms of events, I love doing events, writing the events, coming up with the concepts for events. But what I really love is hosting events. And some of the events I've hosted include John Legend in Ghana, Buju Banton in Ghana, Luciano in Ghana. I've done the Joburg Joy of Jazz Festival. I've co-hosted United Nations Peace Concert in Liberia. I don't just do stadium shows or big music shows. I've done corporate events, I've done weddings, I've done small dinners, I've done events at the State House for government. I just love hosting events. I love emceeing. Give me a mic and I just wake up. I become a different person. Yeah. Anyway, I'm now here, rebranding, restarting again. Because you know, when life knocks you down, you've got to get up. You can't stay down. So I've had my moments of, oh, I'm so sad. I got kicked out of Ghana. But now I'm alive. I'm awake again. I love Africa. I love Africa and I want to share Africa with the world. I've been to Liberia, I was going to say Sierra Leone. I've been to Sierra Leone. I've been to Ghana. I've been to Liberia, Rwanda, Gambia, Madagascar, South Africa, Egypt, Mali, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo. I've been to a few African countries. So on African Vibes, we're going to talk everything Africa. not just in Africa, but within the African community in diaspora. So if it's tourism, if it's culture, if it's African leadership, education, anything to do with Africa and in Africa and the diaspora, we'll talk about it on this show. Every week could be a different flavor. I promise you that much. Some weeks it'll be just me and you like this. Other weeks I might have a guest or two and we'll just be chatting. So join me every week. It's going to be a totally organic show. I don't know how the show is going to turn out every week. It's going to be natural. It's going to be organic. And we'll see how it goes. So until then, be good. If you can't be good, be careful.